Good morning, everyone, and welcome to the 12th AATF Technology Tuesday webinar. Today's presentation will be hosted by Siemens, and our webinar this morning is Efficient Control Panel Design, Save Time and Space. The challenges regarding time and cost pressure in electrical engineering and switch cabinet construction are enormously high. We give you tips and tricks for efficient control cabinet construction and show you a selection of selected examples of space and time saving solutions for the electrical equipment of machines. Our presenter today is Wolfgang Christ. Wolfgang started his electrical engineering career with a professional training job in Germany. He joined Siemens AG after completing his master's degree in electrical engineering with a focus on electrical power in the early 90s. Siemens provided Wolfgang with many global opportunities as a project and sales engineer, promoter, and specialist consultant. This international experience, educational development as a product manager, business development manager, and international business liaison officer focused on a medium and low voltage systems for energy, machinery, and process technology. It was this international experience that led to his specialist role in international IEC relevant application consulting in electrical machinery and power distribution. Please feel free to use the question and answer facility that is at the bottom of your screen throughout the presentation, and we will answer the questions at the end of the presentation. So without further delay, I'd like to hand over to Wolfgang to take us through the presentation. Over to you.
A warm welcome to all joining participants of the African Automation Technology webinar, and especially to today's session, as being the first of a series of 2 webinar sessions addressing the safety of electrical machinery equipment. Within today's session for efficient control panel design, would I like to give ideas on time and space-saving solutions for control panels. I hope to introduce you interesting levers with examples on how to save time and space for your control panel engineering process and some guidance to the operator of the machine to ensure safe and reliable operation of your equipment. Many thanks, by the way, to the organizing team for inviting me as presenter for the African Automation Technology webinar. It's a great honor to present this topic today. My name, by the way, is Wolfgang Christ, and I'm Technical Application Consultant within Siemens AG in Germany. I've been with Siemens for more than 25 years and working in different application fields for medium voltage and low voltage power distribution systems, process automation, and electrical machinery in control various parts of the IC-dominated industrial markets around the globe. It's an honor and a pleasure for me to be your speaker for today and being invited by Mr. Grubenbenny, Vice President for Siemens Low Voltage Switchgear and Electrical Products in South Africa. Thank you for attending today's online session, and I hope you enjoy it and get the most out of it. Thanks for joining today's session. The practical application examples I used in this presentation do not claim to be complete in regards to their configuration and applications. The application of the standards and directives is based on the interpretation of Siemens AG, and Siemens AG reserves the right to make changes to this presentation anytime without prior notice. Please ensure that your standards are always being up to date and enjoy today's topic for the Africa Automation Technology webinar. Within this session for efficient control panel design, I would first go into the question why efficient control panel design is being important for your machinery equipment, followed by examples for space and time-saving control products, and towards the end of the session to go into tools and support for efficient control panel engineering provided by Siemens. Let us start with some typical questions that you may have on control panel design, and maybe you always feel like this little guy here when trying to find how to optimize, how to innovate what you are doing every day by day. So actually some of the questions you may ask yourself are basically how to calculate heat rise for panels. Or maybe you have performance level or safety certified products to implement in your equipment. How to select switchgear for which efficiency motors? When do I need to change products? These type of questions and many other questions may come up to your mind. And those questions require answers and being implemented into a reliable product, and to assure that this product is being supportive for your customers and accepted into the market. So also which standard is needed to follow for which market is something Siemens can support. To answer all of these questions and many more, the reasons for this are different. At first, let's have a look and talk about the requirements when designing and engineering the equipment. But also, questions and requirements may come from the company itself. Company could be different. So, whether you're looking in space-saving design, reduce wiring work, increase availability, all these steps must always comply with the applicable standards. So time saving would be another effort which would be required from design and engineering, besides increased availability and avoiding errors. Efficient and flexible designs could be one of those requirements besides new standards, codes and directives which would be important for the safety of the equipment. Along this you have requirements of the company, and when this happens you always need to increase your efficiency and flexibility. You see they are tied together, but also you have to increase your speed to the market, reduce the costs, and of course increase your profits. And this depends, either you would be on a manufacturing purpose as machinery operator, or you would be on a manufacturing purpose of being the one designing and manufacturing the machinery equipment itself. Quality, it's at the end for benefits of both companies. And quality also is the benefit for safe products and reliable operation of the machinery equipment. The average cost structure for industrial control panels over a certain time period has changed according to the application. So cost structure in the past was mainly by three major cost blocks. The one on the bottom related to engineering design and documentation. The biggest cost block related to material, but also assembly and wiring has its significant part in the overall cost structure of the equipment. Feedback from the market over the past has given ourselves a media impression that those cost blocks, as shown here in a percentage rate, has significantly changed and increased dramatically for the cost block of engineering, design and documentation. Material still has the major impact on the cost block, but also assembly, time and wiring has its impact. And time of all is directly related to money. So the target would be in the future to reduce those cost block at least back to the values we had in the past, and to find efficient ideas with the help of Siemens, and we can support you in this direction towards cost reduction and time saving opportunities in the future. So the best way to a new control panel is to look at best and easy ways for efficient control panel design, fast, simple, time, space saving requirements. So save time and space with our standards, Siemens products and accessories. Optimize your solutions with easy to handle products. Implement now with multinational or global standard. You can implement and use the solutions outlined today simply and easily. The Siemens support teams will guide you in those directions. Easy to use. You don't need to be a deep expert. Our software tools are easy to understand, free for everyday tasks. We can help you to design your control panel even more efficient and to reach those cost structure you had identified in the past, and additionally to reduce costs and to save time for your equipment. If you are interested in these topics, how to gain these benefits, stay online, and I am happy to give you some examples in the next steps on how we can do this. Today's short webinar session will not provide many space for examples. However, give me the chance and to go in a few examples of space and time saving control products. Let me first go into spring-loaded connections. So sometimes people think that spring-loaded are not that good, or they explain they like to feel the torque using a screwdriver, or asking themselves whether this technology is strong enough, or anyhow my people are already there, or they don't see any saving potential. Do I need to use sleeves, or does it practically work with sleeves? It's more expensive. I'm sure you have immediately a lot of doubts when you hear about spring-loaded connections. All these questions are of course reasonable. And with the next slide, I hope to provide you an answer on those doubts, looking into a real example for electrical power supply of machinery equipment. Ensuring reliable supply and protection is relevant over the entire electrical supply chain. The border condition to ensure reliable operation of electrical equipment, including electrical machinery equipment, find their source in the terms of short circuits already given by the supply source, and power distribution in the facility or infrastructure location. The maximum and minimum short circuit currents must be considered with the machinery equipment. The evaluation of the largest short circuit currents and load currents are mandatory to ensure reliable operation of the equipment. The minimum short circuit current, however, is relevant to ensure the safety of the people operating or maintaining the machinery equipment in terms of electrical faults, by ensuring a sufficient short disconnecting time. The manufacturer must ensure that the installed equipment and devices in the machine are reliable and safe for the use of the application and safety of the operator. That's the mandatory requirement. And looking into the devices installed, let's have a closer look at Serious Modular System for starting of motors. Serious motor starters do not only reliably switch and protect motors and other consumer loads. The Serious Modular System provides more benefits. The system is, for example, available with screw type and spring-loaded terminals. Besides basic features such as modular design with tailored and perfectly dimensioned products that can be expanded with standard accessory parts. Safe space, best performance to size ratio on the market, efficient configuration, configuration data and macros for implementing in your CAE system standardized with this portfolio. Allow me now to switch to the spring-loaded terminals for rapid wiring in addition to the features I've mentioned. Let me tell you a bit more about spring-loaded terminals, as we as Siemens have the most comprehensive spring-loaded terminal system on the market. Spring-loaded terminals are just as reliable as screw-type connections. In fact, even more reliable in case of temperature changes and vibrations. Because unlike screw terminals, they do not loosen. This has been tested in accordance with the directives and international standards. Spring-loaded terminals are flexible because you can use it with or without ferrules. Single wire, multi-wire, you will rapidly come to appreciate this flexibility. Spring-loaded are secure. Let me show you how this works and how you can save time. You can speed up the installation with plug-in connections and spring-loaded terminals. Cut the installation time up to 50% and the installation costs up to 1/3. So showing 33% here on the slide. Spring-loaded system provide many advantages. I already mentioned that spring-loaded technology from Siemens does not require any specific connection technology. They can be used with solid, finely or stranded conductors or with or without end sleeves. So it does not matter at all whether you use sleeves or you don't use sleeves and which conductor you're going to use it. Well, it's one of those practical tips I would give you in addition. But please also consider connection with end sleeves is more complex. It's not only that you need to do it appropriate with the appropriate tools and sufficient strength to press it. It's also the desired length to use the right material for the conductor material you have used. And for the case you did not use the sufficient strength or used the wrong material, also disadvantages are shown here in the picture where you find a faulty area caused by wrongly placed sleeves. So spring-loaded technology is robust, safe, vibration-proof and maintenance-free. And the Serious Modular System provides you a huge spring-loaded product portfolio. I would not waste your time to go into the portfolio like this. This is something the colleagues from Siemens can explain you, especially from the sales team, much more into detail on the wide area we have in our scope. To summarize quickly, spring-loaded means strong, fast, flexible and secure with the same price. Like you saw, numerous advantages, no disadvantages. You get a modern spring-loaded terminal system and use it when you want. And I had a lot of arguments explaining that this is the right solution despite your previously mentioned concerns. The time-saving, easy-to-fit and fail-safe 3RV29 infeed system is another example I would like to explain. It's besides a global certified product. Have you ever seen something similar as in the two figures on the left side? Solutions like this ones were found in control panels recently, and indeed there are still solutions wired like this. It will take a long time to wire the components in cases like this, but it's not the only factor. The time you need for such configuration starts a lot earlier. It's not only measuring space, cutting cable. All these steps take a lot of time and are also sources for error. So, the 3RV29 infeed system is also available as spring-loaded module, and it provides you safe and efficient solution for optimized control panel design. And that's not me explaining this example. That's one of my colleague Felipe. He will explain you now in this following videos why this 3RV29 infeed system is full of advantages.
Only my two hands used as tools, I will assemble now 4 starters ready for control connection within 80 seconds only. First, I will assemble the base to accept 4 starters using the expansion plug. And to remain finger-proof, don't forget to use the end cover part. Using the proper link module between the contactor and the MSP, I'm now assembling the 4 starters. You just need to align and push. Align and push. And please note that the infeed system will also work with screw-type devices. You just need to use the proper links. I'm now adding the base in the control panel by just snapping it down on the DIN rail. I'm adding now the 4 starters like so. Very easy. Finally, add the plug-in connectors. Click. Click. And finish. I have to mention that one of the biggest advantages with serious infeed system is that it allows you to change devices under voltage. not under load, but still when voltage is present. And when the links are removed, you have a perfect visual of the three phases disconnected. The infeed system also remains finger-proof even when the starters are removed.
And as Felipe has now shown in the video, benefits from the 3RV29 infeed system are, besides significant reduction in wiring, reducing assembly and preparation time, the modular and compact design, maximum flexibility and reduced errors. And besides this, the system even provides more advantages. You can fit starters up to 63 amps with only one infeed system, with simple maintenance and compact design, or using standard products with maximum flexibility, where you can combine our direct starters or inverse starters or even soft starters up to 32 amps, including overload relays, screw type or spring-loaded connections are possible. You can achieve up to 150 kiloamps of short-circuit current rating with 400 volt as a tested combination. Reduce the errors. Try it out. Save time, space and costs. And take note that this highly modular range covers almost 80% of the motor sizes sold worldwide. Another advantage, the infeed system allows hot swapping of the equipment. This means you can change the devices while power is connected. Of course, the power is not under load. It remains safe to touch during the replacement, even the starter has been removed. More information, tools and support for efficient control panel engineering is available at our market portal www.siemens.com control panel. Get expert interviews, videos, practical tips, white papers, reference manuals, webinars and web-based trainings directly from the web page. And if you are looking for more information, more help, just use simply the Get in Touch button. Me and the team, we are happy to support you and to reply on your question. For those who are interested in more useful webinar series and more information via webinar, please register for a Siemens webinar series under www.siemens.com/control panel/webinars. Register now for the upcoming English webinar series for industrial control panels and get the recording of the previous provided webinar series here right now from the webpage. Thank you very much for your attention. And as mentioned, for more information, visit us at siemens.com/control panel or please contact your local Siemens partner. We will be happy to support you on the way for efficient control panel and looking forward to meet you on the next webinar session here on this channel. Thank you very much. Have a wonderful day. Bye bye.
Thank you very much for that very informative session. Yes, and as Wolfgang has mentioned, there is another webinar later this week. We will be answering questions that have come through the question and answer facility at the bottom of your screen. So Wolfgang, I'm going to address the first question that has come through. What local support does Siemens in South Africa have to support customers? Wolfgang, are you there? If you will unmute yourself so that you can answer the question.
Here I am. Hopefully now it works. Sorry. Many thanks for the question. We have a complete team of product managers who are more than capable to provide guidance, support, and advice in all matters related to control panels and switchboards.
Great. Does Siemens have their own control panel design?
Yes. Siemens has their own control panel design. We have the Sivacon S4 products, which can be used for distribution and control panel applications.
Great. And specifically to the first question that we received about the support, who can be spoken to with regards to that support in South Africa?
Well, as mentioned, there's a complete team, and the questions can be raised to the Vice President itself. It's Mr. Kruben Benny, I indicated in the first slide, or the questions can also be directly given at the webpage siemens.com/control panel.
Great, thank you very much. There are no further questions that have come through at this point. If there are any that the attendees do have, please feel free to send them through. Should you have any questions after the webinar, please feel free to contact the AATF team directly, or you can contact Siemens directly, and we can work that out between us. So if there are no further questions, I'd like to bring our AATF Technology Tuesday with Siemens session to a close. Thank you very much for attending our session, and thank you to you, Wolfgang, and the Siemens team for a very informative and knowledgeable sharing session. Just before I close off, I see there's a question that has come through. So Wolfgang, the question is, is there any Siemens customer support in Zambia?
The team in supporting Zambia, to my knowledge, is based in South Africa, but there will be support in Zambia, of course.
Great, thank you for that question. Okay, so that does bring us to a close, and as Wolfgang had mentioned, we do have a follow-on session with Siemens on the 1st of October as Technology Thursday with AATF, where we will be talking about the load feeder configurator. We look forward to seeing you again on Thursday for the second part of this Siemens webinar. Keep safe, and thanks again for joining us. Bye-bye.